Okay. Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vikari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vikari Jayo Gopiyana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Gopiyana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Gopiyana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Jayo Brajana Ranjana Jayo Pridanga Yasodanandana Jayo Brajana Ranjana Jayo Nandana Jamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunja Vihari Jayo Jamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunja Vihari Jayo Yamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunja Vihari Jayo Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Gopiyana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Gopiyana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Gopiyana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Gopiyana Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Jayo Rajanaranjana Jayo Yashodanandana Jayo Rajanaranjana Jayo Yamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunjavihari Jayo Kunjavihari Jayo Yamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunjavihari Jayo Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunjavikari Jayo Jayo Gopiyana Balava Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Gopiyana Balava Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari Yashodanandana Jayo Rajanaranjana Jayo Yamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunjavikari Jayo Yamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Javihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivaraya Gacchārya Stotra Sata Sri Srimad Advaita Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Founder Acharya ISKCON Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Guru Vrinda Ki Grantara Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki The Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the Ensemble of devotees. All glories to the Ensemble of devotees. All glories to the Ensemble of devotees. All glories to Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Cities, Chapter 6, Text 5, entitled Dhyana Yoga. Please repeat. Uddharet, ātmanā, ātmanam, uddhare ātmanātmānaṁ, ātmanam, avasādayet, nātmānam avasādayet, ātmaiva hi, ātmana bandhuḥ, ātmaiva hi ātmano bandhur, ātmā eva ripuḥ, ātmanā, ātmaiva ripur ātmanaḥ, uddharet ātmanātmānaṁ, nātmānam avasādayet, ātmaiva hi ātmano bandhur, ātmaiva ripur ātmānā, uddharet ātmanātmānaṁ, nātmānam avasādayet, ātmaiva hi ātmano bandhur, ātmaiva ripur ātmanaḥ, uddharet ātmanātmānaṁ, nātmānam avasādayet, ātmaiva hi ātmano bandhur, ātmaiva ripur ātmanaḥ. Please say. ātmaiva ki ātmano bandhur, ātmaiva ripur ātmanā. ātmanātmānaṁ. ātmanātmānaṁ. ātmanānam avasādayet. ātmaiva ki ātmano bandhur, ātmaiva ripur ātmanā. Okay. Uddharet, one must deliver ātmanā by the mind, ātmanam, the conditioned soul, never, ātmanam, the conditioned soul, avasādayet, put into degradation, ātmā, mind, eva, certainly, he, indeed, ātmanaḥ, of the conditioned soul, bandhuḥ, friend, ātmā, mind, eva, certainly, ripuḥ, enemy, ātmanaḥ, of the conditioned soul. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Please repeat. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Purport. The word ātmā denotes body, mind, and soul, depending upon different circumstances. In the yoga system, the mind and the conditioned soul are especially important. Since the mind is the central point of yoga practice, ātmā refers here to the mind. The purpose of the yoga system is to control the mind and to draw it away from the attachment to the sense objects. It is stressed herein that the mind must be so trained that it can be delivered the conditioned soul from the mire of the nescience. In material existence, one is subject to the influence of the mind and the senses. In fact, the pure soul is entangled in the material world because the mind is involved with the false ego, which desires to lord it over material nature. Therefore, the mind should be trained so that it will not be attracted by the glitter of material nature. And in this way, the conditioned soul may be saved. One should not degrade oneself by attraction to the sense objects. The more one is attracted by the sense objects, the more one becomes entangled in material existence. The best way to disentangle oneself is to always engage the mind in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. The word he is used for emphasizing this point, that one must do that. It is also said, Manaiva manusyanam karanam bandhamoksayo bandhaya visaya sango muktai nirvisaya manaḥ. For men, mind is the cause of bondage and mind is the cause of liberation. Mind absorbed in sense objects is the cause of bondage, and mind detached from the sense objects is the cause of liberation. Amrita Bindu Upanishad 2. Therefore, the mind, which is always engaged in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, is the cause of supreme liberation. Translation again. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Om Angyanati Milandasya Gyananjana Sarvapaya Saksuru Militanjana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Okay. So we see in this text that the word ātmā is repeated more like never before, like 7 times, and by which 4, the translation the Prabhupada is giving is of the conditioned soul. So which are the 4 defects of the conditioned soul? 1. Huh? 2. 3. Imperfect senses. Very good. So, looks like in this text, these 4 times that say the conditioned soul are referred to the 4 defects of the conditioned soul, right? And then the other 3 are referred to body, mind, and soul. Like the Prabhupada say, the word ātmā denotes body, mind, and soul. Now, also say 2 words, bandhuḥ and ripuḥ. Bandhuḥ means be friend, and ripuḥ means be enemy. So Chanakya Pandit, he mentioned that no one is friend and no one is enemy. Only depends of the behavior of that person that you can know if he's friend or his enemy. You know, it's like sometimes in the temple, everyone behave very nicely, you know, very respectful. And then when we come into the prasadam hall and sitting on the table, you know, everyone is fighting to get the chair, to get the table. If any authority is coming, just turning the face away, you don't see to give the place like that. So it depends on the behavior that one can see if he's a friend or enemy. Eh? So it's explaining here that Prabhupada mentioned that the mind is the driver of the soul. So when the soul controls the mind is going to be the best friend. It's going to go to the place that the soul wants. Please take me to the ISKCON temple to see Radha Shyama-Sundara Krishna Balaram Gornitai. And then the driver of the mind is going to take you to the temple. But if you give the license to the mind to do whatever the mind wants, and then the mind becomes your worst enemy. And then the mind can say, well, I will take you to a liquor house to drink something. And then you will follow what the mind wants. So the whole process of Kṛṣṇa consciousness is made to how to control the mind in such a way that you can make your mind the best friend. The yoga system, how it's explained by, that this is that Ashtanga yoga system are made all to control the mind. So which are the 8 limbs of this Ashtanga yoga? Yama, Niyama, Asanas, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dhyana, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. So now we are in the 6th chapter, the Dhyana Yoga. It's almost the 7th limb of the Ashtanga Yoga. Because Kṛṣṇa don't speak so much about pranayama or don't speak about asanas in Bhagavad Gita. He's going beyond all this, right? So The interesting thing to analyze in this yama and niyama is what involves each of them. Do you remember what involves yama, the 5 points of yama? This ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, and aparigraha. Aparigraha means don't accumulate more than you need. Don't take for others. Just be content and be happy what you have. Ahimsa we know, practice non-violence. And then satya, be truthful, is a basic principle. And asteya means no stealing. This is no stealing, no means exactly that you are taking away something material from another person. Also, you can steal by your own mind and other people properties, So we must avoid this stealing. And then the niyamas, that the 5 ones are sauchan, means cleanliness. Santosh means happy, blissful, Tapasya, tapaha, practice tapas, austerities. And then swadhyaya means to read the scriptures. And Isvara pranidhana means completely surrender to the Lord, like ātmanivedanam, So these are the beginning of yama niyama, of this process of practicing the controlling the mind. And you say it to my... So it's the story of how bhakti, by cultivating bhakti, Kṛṣṇa is always give protection to his devotees. Do you know the history of Durvasa Muni and Ambarish Maharaj? So, in that history, Durvasa Muni, he was a great mystic yogi, perfect in the Ashtanga Yoga system, but he was envious of Ambarish Maharaj, because even he has all mystic powers, he could do anything. Still he was envious that Ambarish Maharaj was really worshipped by the all citizens, because everyone was in love with Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj, he was a king who actually was ruling the whole earth, but at the same time he was completely detached from family, from kingdom, from all possessions. He was completely absorbed in mind, body, and senses, and acting for Kṛṣṇa, in love for Kṛṣṇa. So one time, Durvasa Muni, he came to the home, to the kingdom of Ambarish Maharaj, and Ambarish Maharaj opened the door to the great yogi and invited to have a lunch, to eat. And Durvasa Muni, he accepted that invitation. This happened when it was Dwadasi. So Ambarish Maharaj, he was in Vrindavan fasting for Ekadasi, and he was on the point to break Ekadasi. And Durvasa Muni, he went to the Yamuna to take bath at noon time, but looks like he was in ecstasy and samadhi, and he was absorbed, so he was coming late. And then was the time that Ambarish Maharaj was needed to break the fast. So he got the advice of the Brahmanas that he could drink little water to break the fast. So he did that. And when Durvasa Muni, he came to the home of Baba Ambarish Maharaj, by his mystic siddhis, he understood that he was breaking the fast. So Durvasa Muni, he was really, really angry. Completely unsatisfied, he chastised so much to Ambarish Maharaj. And even though he was unsatisfied, so he took one hair of him, and from that hair he made a demon, a fiery demon ready to kill Ambarish Maharaj. So at that point, Lord Vishnu, the protector of the devotees, the pure devotees, he sent the Sudarshan Chakra. And then by the Sudarshan chakra, he killed that demon. And not only killed that demon, but Durvasa Muni, who was running through the universe, through different planets, Brahma Loka, Shiva Loka, all higher planets, by taking shelter, but he could not get any shelter. Finally, he came to the abode of Narayan, and then Narayan, he accepted him, but he told him, what you did, you must go back to earth, and then you need to ask for forgiveness to Ambarish Maharaj. So, this shows that how bhakti is above all other kinds of yoga. Even in Bhagavatam said the yoga and bhakti yoga are on the same level, but he shows how Krishna is giving protection to his devotee. To the greatest Durvasa Muni, the greatest yogi with all Mr. Siddhis, he was completely defeated by bhakti, by love, by devotion. So he said that that when you acting, put your senses, mind, intelligence on the service of Kṛṣṇa, acting by bhakti, completely dedicated to Kṛṣṇa, is no room for Maya to come. The action of Kṛṣṇa consciousness is so powerful that Maya cannot fit inside. Always little Maya will be around there, but it's not possible to come in to destroy your bhakti. So it's explained like this, the sunlight cannot be conquered by darkness. By darkness can be conquered by sunlight, right? You can choose the sunlight, or you can choose to be in darkness. You can be in a room completely dark, or you can be in the sunlight. You can choose. If you put little light inside the room, the darkness will disappear. But if you put some amount of darkness on the sunlight, it has no any strength, will be no any effect. So the important here is how to engage your mind, your senses, your body, your intelligence, your all will, in the service of the Lord, no? So he said that Srila Vyasadeva, he was seeing Kṛṣṇa and how he was the supreme light, and how Maya, he was always, on the feet of Kṛṣṇa, accepting that all time will be little darkness will be there, but cannot touch the power of Kṛṣṇa Bhakti, like that. Mm-hmm. So now, how we can get rid from this Maya that takes us away from Kṛṣṇa? It explained that, by serving to these names of Kṛṣṇa, Hare, Krishna, and Rama, you can really dispel the process of the mind. The mind has three characteristics. Has thoughts, has feelings, and has desire, right? It is said that the mind during the day has like 16,000 processes of changing between thoughts, feelings, and willings. You can imagine how restless is the mind, completely, controlled by these interactions of feelings, thoughts, and willings. So we have unlimited desires, and if we cannot control this desire, we cannot satisfy that desire. The result is frustration. How many people are in the world that are completely frustrated in life because they cannot satisfy the desire? If your feelings, your sentiments are not balanced in harmony with Kṛṣṇa, with God, the result is going to be resentment. When the boy meet the girl, and then they fall in love. The boy is thinking all the time on her, and the girl is thinking all the time of him, with so much desire to be together. And at that time, everything is pure nectar. Now, when the boy and the girl, they get together, they got married, and then they need to maintain family, to pay the bills, electricity, to pay the cars, and maybe some infidelities there between them, and then the result is divorce, separation. And then who pay are the children paying for that. So the result of this, that it was like a nectar in the beginning but become like a poison at the end, is the result of misconception of how to love. So this creates a lot of resentment within the heart. So both of them, they're going to be all life, husband and wife, separate with this kind of resentment in the heart because they were breaking the rules, right? And with the thoughts happen that if we don't have any wisdom, any knowledge, maybe we can speak about soccer, maybe about weather, maybe about fashion, but these kind of talks don't give any satisfaction to the soul. So, the mind is completely bewildered by frustration, resentment, sentiment of futility, Now, when we come into this chanting of the Maha Mantra, means that the Maha Mantra can cleanse your desire, can clean your feelings, and can clean your thoughts. So when your mind becomes completely clean, transparent, pristine, it is said it's shining more than 1,000 suns, right? It's so powerful. So at that time, the mind becomes your best friend, because it allows you to the soul to be about the mind. So we are in Vrindavan, the forest of Tulasi, right? And we know that if we go to our Vaishnava temples around Vrindavan, we don't go directly to the deity. We go around Tulasi, and then we go to have the darshan from the deity, right? No? You don't go to visit our temples? Even in our Kṛṣṇa Balaram, we have a place for Tulasi that, sometimes is there. So we go around. So we never go straight to the deity. So similarly, happening with the Bhoga, when we make the offering, Kṛṣṇa don't accept any preparation if it has not a leaf of Tulasi. Right? Every preparation must have a leaf of Tulasi. Then Kṛṣṇa accepts that offering. So similarly, when we have this Tulasi kanti in our neck, and then we are holding by the beads with the two fingers, means that this sound is coming from the throat. Kṛṣṇa is coming from the throat. So only when we feel in Tulasi in our fingers, we feel in the presence of Tulasi in our neck, is when the Kṛṣṇa accepts our chanting. Can you understand how important is this Tulasi beads that many people neglected, like it has no any meaning? No. Prabhupada said, just listen the chanting of the holy name, because this sound vibration to belong to this Visuddha chakra, that is the sound ether, that is just in the neck. And here in the neck is when we have Tulasi. So we need to feel the presence of Tulasi when we are chanting this holy name, and then Kṛṣṇa starts to dance in our tongue, like Srila Rupa Goswami, and then he accepts our chanting. In Sanskrit linguistic, the ka is coming here from the throat, na is beating the palate, and then Ra, Ma. Ma is labial. So it's coming like in this way, the sound. So we cannot make the mind friendship, make a friend the mind, if we don't serve to the holy name. Nama, Nami. We need to serve the holy name. You know, when we see these 5 rasas, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, we cannot jump to Sakya, friendship, without Dasya. You know, material world, the people meet other and then they think, oh, we are friends all life. Looks like we know each other for all life, you know? And then the times of difficulties, when you need that person, quack, 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 he's not going to be on your side. He's going to fail. But if that relationship starts with a service attitude, like we do the Vaishnavas, how I can serve you, and then that service attitude gradually creates friendship. And then in the time that you need that person is going to be on your side, he's going to help you. So it's a very scientific process of loving exchange. So similarly, we cannot jump to be friend with the mind if we have not this sense of service attitude to the holy name, to Nātmānam, right? So we start to chant the mantra in such a way that gradually things start to become balanced, and then the right time, this, the names of Kṛṣṇa become open, the activities of the mind, and then the real nature of the name become manifested like that. So any question, or any suggestion, or any comment you feel? Silent. Bolo.
Can you speak a little bit about the birth of Prabhupada's mentions that when the mind is attached to the false ego,
Yeah. Well, you know, we have this path of pavriti and nivriti, to follow the path of materialistic way, or nivriti, or the path of renunciation. So we start to become detached from all external things, and then we start to witness in ourselves. You know, we can start to witness the process of the mind, the process of intelligence, you know, in such way that the false ego that controls the mind can be gradually on the way to serve Kṛṣṇa too. No? We have this Chaturvyuja, Sankarsam, Pradyumna, no, Vasudeva, Sankarsam, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, by which Aniruddha is the Lord of the mind. So Prabhupada comments how we should meditate in Aniruddha. As in Bhagavatam, I think 3rd canto, he speaks about to take shelter of Aniruddha, to the Lord of the mind. So there are different ways to control the mind, but the main thing is to listen the holy name, to serve the holy name, and then gradually, you know, things are going to be manifested, and we are going to see, because Bhakti Yoga, we have a process of Bhakti Yoga Mishra, 81 different levels of Bhakti Yoga Mishra. So it's not cheap process. When we come in for first time to Kṛṣṇa consciousness, and then we dedicate our life, we need to go through this, you know, tama 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 tamagun, tama tama rajagun, gradually to sattvagun. So till become this Bhakti Yoga become Visuddha Sattva, no? Pure. So we need to go through all these impurities to get purified, to rise above all these impurities, no? Any question, comment? So I will sing one song that shows us how we should take shelter and these 9 processes of Bhakti Yoga. The song is by Govinda Das, is Vajahuremana. I will read the meaning. He said, O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which make one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over the ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Both in the day and night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserable men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all our one's wealth, youthfulness, sons and family members? This life tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire, the kind of longing of Govinda Das to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remember him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, serving him as a friend, and completely offering the Lord one's very self. Vajahuremana Srinandanandana Vajacharanara Bindure Vajahuremana Srinandanandana Vajacharanara Bindure Durlava Manava Janama Satsange Durlava Manava Janama Satsange Taroko Baba Sindure Taroko Baba Sindure Siddhata Pavata Varisana Edina Jamini Jagire Siddhata Pavata Varisana Edina Jamine Jagire Vifali Sevino Kripana Durajana Vifali Sevino Kripana Durajana Chapala Sukala Balagire Chapala Sukala Balagire Rana Yauvana Putra Parijana Itekiya Chaparati Tire Rana Yauvana Putra Parijana Itekiya Chaparati Tire Kamala Dhalayala Jivana Talamala Kamala Dhalayala Jivana Talamala Bayahu Hari Parani Tire Bayahu Hari Parani Tire dasya re. Savanam kirtanam smaravandanam palavasevana dasya re. Pujana sakyana ātmanivedanam. Pujana sakyana ātmanivedanam. Govinda dasa vilasare. Govinda dasa vilasare. Srila Govinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.